Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello everyone, how are you doing? I hope you are doing great. Okay, let me introduce myself. I'm Aisha and my partner Eva Nurul Fazila, and we are from group 13. In this video, we will talk about tests for phrases. Okay, without any further ado, let's get to the explanation. So, test for phrases is a test for phrase which helps to analyze the arrangement of words into phrases and phrases into clauses, because it is not always clear how they are connected in a correct way, or it can also to help find out whether a word is a phrase or not. So we need a test for phrases to find out. And there are two steps in tests for phrases that we want to talk about in this video, which are substitution and ellipsis. Halliday and Hassan 1976 divided substitution and ellipsis into three types. They are nominal, verbal, and clausal. Okay, let's get started with substitution first. So substitution is when a word or phrase can be substituted by another lexical item that gives the same meaning without affecting the grammatical structure, having the same or similar function as the original. So it's like replace words with their pronouns. And if we can replace a group of words with their pronouns, so it is called a substitution. Okay, next we have some examples of substitution based on the division according to Halliday and Hassan here. So the first is nominal substitution. Nominal substitution is used to substitute a noun where it is as the head of the nominal group. It is marked with one, once, and same. Let's take a look in the example here. Casey said it was colder, so I wore a sweater that packed another one. So we have the words a sweater and one. The word one here, it refers to a sweater because nominal substitution is marked by one, once, and same as I said before. So the substitution one in that sentence is used to substitute a noun. And the noun in that sentence above is a sweater that is accompanied by indefinite article a, identified as the head of the nominal group or noun phrase. So it is called nominal substitution. Okay, the next example we have verbal substitution. So verbal substitution is used to substitute a verb where the verb as the head of the verbal group, which is marked by substitution do, did, does, doing, that is found in the final position of the verbal group. As we can see in the example here, Benny was almost weeping. I understand, my dear. Of course I do. This sentence is called as verbal substitution because, as I said before, verbal substitution is marked by do, that is used to substitute or replace a verb which identifies as the head of a verb phrase. The verb understand here is as the head of the verbal group in the dialogue above that is substituted by the verbal substitution do. Okay, the last one we have clausal substitution. Clausal substitution is used to substitute an entire clause which is marked by so for positive form and not for the negative form. There are three environments in which clausal substitution take place, such as report, condition, and modality. Let's take a look in the example here. I sat there and set myself to thinking for nothing. They said it's not possible. Maybe not, but it is possible to think of a stone. So the word we need to highlight here is it's not possible and not. The statement above can be defined as clausal substitution, which is marked by not. Substitution not is for negative form, right? So this clausal substitution represents to the clause it's not possible. This clausal substitution is called as substitution of modality because there is a modal in that sentence, which is expressed by modal forms of the verb maybe. Then modal is followed by substitution not, that used to substitute the word of it's not possible. Okay, maybe that's all from me. The next material about ellipsis will be explained by my partner, Eva Nurulpazila.
Hello everyone, I'm Evan Nurulpazila from the Substitution group, and in this section I will continue explanation about phrase contact in ellipsis material. Ellipsis is deletion in the structure where something necessary is unmentioned in the structure. It could be called a substitution by zero. Ellipsis juga dapat dikatakan sebagai penghapusan atau penghilangan. Similar with substitutions, ellipsis has three types, namely nominal ellipsis, verbal ellipsis, and closure ellipsis. We are going to the first is nominal ellipsis. Nominal ellipsis is omission head of noun in a nominal group is with its modifier is combined with another structure. It has four types, namely diacritic, numerative, epithetic, and classifiers. And the example sentence, the noun of the data is omitted. The bracket should be filled out with to husband, which is in the head of the beginning group. It can be described that to is a numerative because it is called as numeral. It is specially called as cardinal numbers. Husband, the word of husband, as the noun of the data. Based on this explanation, the non-elliptical structure of the sentence could be as she has two husbands. I was almost entered, of course. And then we are going to the second is verbal ellipsis. Verbal ellipsis is an ellipsis in a verbal group which has two types. They are lexical ellipsis and operator ellipsis. Lexical ellipsis is an omission of the lexical verb, and operator ellipsis is an omission of the operator verb where the subject is always omitted in the verbal group. For the example sentence, based on the example is verbal ellipsis, which is called as lexical ellipsis. It means there is a lexical verb missing in the structure. The lexical verb is unmentioned after the modal operator would in the sentence. The bracket in the data above should be filled out by the lexical verb move because it is as the head of the verbal group. Therefore, the non-elliptical structure of the sentence above could be as I lie on my back and let them move as they would move, and gradually everything quietened and went very still, so that my fingers and wrists and arms the only moving objects. And then we are going to the last clausa ellipsis. Clausa ellipsis is an omission occurred in the clauses, which has two part structure called as a modal element plus propositional element. And we are going to the example sentence of clausa ellipsis. The clausa ellipsis on the data can be described through the non-elliptical structure of the data. Therefore, the non-elliptical structure of the sentence is, of course, I can give you one good reason. Of course, I can is a modal element because the subject and the infinite element of the clausa will give you one good reason is a propositional element because it is a complement of the clausa, which is omitted in the structure. The data show that the modal element is mentioned in the clausa, however, propositional element is omitted in the clausa. So I can conclude about this topic today. There are three types of substitution and ellipsis that proposed by Halliday and Hassan are found in the novel Sweet Franny. There are nominal, verbal, and clausal. And the types of substitution found in the novel are nominal substitution, which is marked by substitution 1, verbal substitution in the novel Sweet Franny is marked by substitution 2, and clausal substitution is marked by substitution not. Types of ellipsis found in the novel are nominal ellipsis, which is defined as numerative, and then verbal ellipsis is identified as lexical ellipsis and causal ellipsis found in the novel Sweet Framing is provisional elements, and the most frequently used of types of substitution and ellipsis are verbal substitution and verbal ellipsis. It means that the verbal is used commonly as the central in the text of the novel until its sweet frame. I think that's all about explanation, test of phrases from the third group. I do apologize for every mistake that we have made. Thank you very much for your attention. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.